However, if I have no experience, and maybe even if I have bad experiences with following my intuition, where that is concerned, or my emotions rather. Oh, when I'm gonna lose, I sell or I buy or I make decisions based on emotion with the stocks and I just end up losing. Then you're gonna need to rely a lot more on a systematic, logical approach.
Sure.
And so I think it depends on how tuned your gut is to this particular situation. Because the truth of the matter is, while our instincts are extremely, extremely valuable, it's not dialed in every situation. And we can improve our gut in a particular situation through the slow, logical thinking, or systematic thinking, if you don't want to use the word logical. Whatever system you can come up with which satisfies a particular thesis. You run it through that system. Is the thesis met or is it not met? You make the decision based on that. And the more you do that, the more you'll build up an intuition for it, and the more you can rely on that gut feeling. If the type of decision is something that you know emotionally affects you and makes you not think clearly, we all have those things, right? Could be something concerning a relationship, could be something that just, you have historical evidence, it doesn't make you think clearly. But when you're in the situation, you tend towards a particular decision. If you're angry, you tend towards a particular decision or something like that. In those situations, if it's a situation that is touchy for you, then I don't think simply relying on your emotional experience in the moment is going to be the best thing to do. Unless it's an emergency thing and you just need to get out of there, you need to run, fight or flight, something like that.
Sure.
Barring those, right? This is another case in which you will have to know yourself, I think.
Cool. Yeah, that's an interesting one because our emotions do influence us a lot. I wanted to clarify that I don't actually think intuition and emotions are the same, and I don't think you think that either.
Sure.
However, yeah, that is a good point. I wanted to talk about, actually, this kind of goes back to even what we talked about with systems, where we preset our environment to help us do something. We pre-make the decision. I think this kind of has a similar thread where in some ways we can pre-make a decision before we get emotionally charged about it. And that way, when we remember, oh, when I was thinking clearly, I actually made this decision. So regardless of how I feel right now, I need to stick with that. I actually think that is a super powerful skill and important. I don't know if we want to expand on that at all, where we kind of pre-make the decision. For example, your phone stand in the cold plunge, where I don't know if that's the same thing. However, it's like if I want to go to the gym in the morning, I'm not going to feel like going to the gym. However, if I put my gym clothes out, or I sleep in my gym clothes, or something like that, where I pre-make a decision, which reduces the decision that I have to make. I don't have to make the decision in the moment, essentially. I think that can be pretty useful, no?
Absolutely. And this is for cases where you know what you want to do, or there's a version of you that knows what you want to do, and that version competes with fleeting versions of you that override that, what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? When you wake up and you're tired and it's cold and you don't want to get out of bed, that version of you doesn't want to fucking go to the gym. But all the other versions of you do, right? And so this is useful for those situations where we can put the systems in place to not allow that fleeting version of you to override it in the moment. So when you get out and you have to now find gym clothes, and these all add friction and give that version of you an opportunity to override the decision. When you eliminate its window to do that, that can be very powerful.